me, this is the hardest thing right here, Rob. Norm's been watching all day, coming off the bench, cold. First shot on television. Mika's got all the momentum going in his camp.
Leaves double wood. It is not easy being a #1 seed, and I know that sounds odd, but the numbers have backed it up lately. Percentage-wise, the 2 seed has seemingly had more success in title matches as of late than the #1 seed, and primarily because they get a longer look at the lanes in front of them. Norm Duke is the 1 seed, gets some practice shots, and then it is game on.
Yeah, this is Norm Duke. I'm going to do a little commentary with you guys today. 2011 U.S. Open.
Mika has 2 games under his belt. The nerves are gone. He's got a nice blueprint of the oil pattern, how the lanes have broken down. Norm
And they have set this up perfectly.
In 2 shots.
Because I am as nervous as I've ever been in my entire life. Mika seems to be okay because he's got a game under his belt, but I am
just listen to him
flagrantly nervous. It's been a long wait, and
sucking in oxygen.
I didn't really feel like I had a great shot.
Quiet the nerves.
And the first shot, 2/8, it's not a great shot at all because I'm so very nervous.
Gets the strike.
The nice part about what he's doing, though, is he's going with his bread and butter shot, that real soft hand at the bottom of the swing and a pretty straight, direct line to the pocket.
And you can see my hand is sweating so bad I can't even get, I can't get enough tape in. And when I get enough in, I can't get out of it. I'm just a nervous wreck right now. But the spare and the strike helps. At least I get to sit down and regroup. Lordy, I needed that little break right there because, man, I was just so nervous.
He has never beaten Duke. 0 for 3 on television is Mika versus your #1 seed, Norm Duke.
Good shot.
We saw both Ryan Schaefer and Tommy Jones play farther to the inside part of the lane than Mika's playing, and both were unsuccessful at beating him. Norm Duke, however, playing right on top of where Mika's playing.
Yeah, and this is the big fin. Just a little bit side note. You don't rattle the big fin. It happens every day the same exact way as it happened the day before. He just gets down and dirty, doesn't say much,
made 5 US
and he has one of the best mental games that the bowling world has ever seen.
Now, Mika, though, does have a victory over Norm this week in match play.
These lanes are hard, by the way. There are so many games won by less than 200. It was crazy.
They were just absolutely brutal in match play.
I think Mika and I were the only 2 bowlers to average over 210, and we averaged 210 for the week. And we're the last 2 standing.
Not Norm, the lanes.
The lanes. Oil pattern. The conditions.
And that's what it was back then when they oiled the lanes flat. No help on either side, flat, 46 to 48 feet.
Several lists with a victory today.
It was just so hard to get a ball to strike because there was so much oil on the lane. And then you get all of these big bowling balls going down there that's tearing and chewing, pulling oil off, so it just became a maze that you could not navigate.
To tie him for 4th was Walter Wade Williams Jr.
But what you're watching is the telecast portion where there's only 5 bowlers bowling. So we've taken 350 bowlers out of play. Now it becomes a little more manageable because there's less stripes going down the lane pulling oil
Trying
off.
to manage the nerves. He's such a great champion. He knows how to do that. He has a great blueprint here at Cavalier Lanes. That's why he's been so successful in past U.S. Opens here. And he said, you know what, for the most part, I know where not to play.
Triple for Duke.
That's a huge, huge break. He got away with one right there. He stole one.
Yeah, you got that right, Randy.
Missed it just a pitch at the bottom of the swing.
Missed it.
See that
Hand goes left. Ball goes right.
That ball tips up nicely. What a huge break.
That's a 2-8 all week long right there.
Again,
We're going so straight, we don't leave a
take
whole lot of
much on this
2-8-10s,
oil
but 2-8s just about every time. But I got the turkey out of that. Puts Mika in a situation here where he's got to answer. He cannot go with spares and have a shot at this. He thinks he has to strike, which is pretty hard on this condition. You can see there, he just lifts up a little bit on it, catches it a little bit, and it hooks so early that it looks like he missed left. That ball's going to the right, but it just hooks early and doesn't apex far enough.
Because Norm Duke is mirroring where Mika is playing on the lanes, the oil pattern's going to break down faster. Now it's time for Mika to move towards the middle part of the lane and open this tough U.S. Open oil pattern up just a bit.
Going after the 3-6-10. Takes care of it. Remains clean in our title match.
You notice the pros, we don't hook the ball at any spare. Because when the lanes get this hard, if you hook at it, you've got just as much guesswork as you had on the first shot to leave the spare. So we definitely go right at them. We take the lane out of play, and we hope that we make the shot of our life every time at the spares, because there is just no help on the lane.
The U.S. Open and lost to Duke. Hoping to turn the tables on him here in 2011.
Don't turn the tables. Don't turn no tables.
Like he went with a little more speed there to try to hold the ball on line, and unfortunately it hit flat. Take a look, 6-pin, instead of going up and around, it kind of goes into the sidewall and lays dead right in the channel. Right now, Mika making the calculations necessary. Expect him to make some adjustments here in the next couple of frames.
3 spares, 2 strikes in the title match for Mika. Warren Fieldler, the general manager here, Brunswick Zone Carolier. Well, these guys do this tournament.
You know, one of the things that's hard to understand when you're not bowling for a living is, well, if you make your best shot, then what's the problem? Well, the problem is you can't make the best shot you can make when you're nervous and you can't walk.
Didn't like it.
And
Target as he was going
wasn't my best shot.
Well, you see, Norm just called a tournament director. He's going to tape up the thumb hole, but
this is just all nerves, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. Open nerves. I know you have to have your best, and
as soon as it leaves his hand, he's just hoping.
And when you don't have your best, you're just begging at that point.
We saw it last night with Bill O'Neill only needing a mark in the 10th frame to advance to today's telecast, how quickly things can change. Norm gets off the little shaky start, leaving the 2-8 in the first frame, comes back with 3 strikes in a row. Looks like he's getting ready to string a bunch of strikes together, and all of a sudden he loses one at the bottom. Hook. And now it's an open frame.
Tape again. This is just all nerves. Your hand's sweating so much you can't hold it. Your legs aren't underneath you. It's the U.S. Open, and you have no idea where to roll the ball to get a strike.
Would earn his 34th career.
It's like, I want my mommy.
Most with Mark Roth. Next week we will be in Cheektowaga.
She's not there, by the way. She can't help.
Plastic Ball Championship live coverage Sunday at 1.
I love her, but she's sitting at home at this point going, all you had to do was throw a strike and it's over. No, no, no.
As we head west to the
no, you had to miss the head pin and then miss those 3. That's kind of how the family members look at it, I think. You idiot. Get it off your hand. Try it off.
ESPN.
Okay, we have a match here.
Rob, if there's one thing I do know, open frames are hard to overcome at the United States Open. Mika has only had 1. Was able to bail that out with a 5-bagger.
You got to get that right. If you don't get it right, you can't get out of it.
What's he referring to there?
Take it out. Randy gets it right.
The tape, he doesn't like the position of the tape. He's got to get it right, otherwise he can't get out of it the way he wants to get out of it.
He always gets it right.
Release point.
So a spare after that open frame for Duke, and he's waiting by the ball return to take that ball and do some more doctoring. And now it's Mika's turn to get Mika, though, just 2 strikes, 3 spares, no doubles here as he begins his effort in the 6th. Down 6.
And I've given Mika new life. When you give a guy a 7-2 and then he failed to strike right afterward, that's a charge for your opponent. They always get lifted, and they only have to make up half as much at this point.
A win today from Mika. He'll be the first this season to win 2 titles this campaign. It'll also mark his 4th major of his soon-to-be Hall of Fame career as we take a look at this shot.
Well, remember the last time on the right lane, he went high, leaving the 3-6-10. That time almost a solid 9, but all 10 go down, and Mika looking to.
Very few have won multiple U.S. Open titles. Pete Weber, who was in the hunt for a while, sitting there with 4. Walter Ray with 2. Diddle Del Ballard Jr. has been very active today, doing some coaching.
That's a big shot right there. That goes ahead in the match, forces my hand. I've got no hammer up. My bowling ball still isn't fit.
Wins $250,000 at Tournament of Champions. Oh, what was it, about a month ago? And now looking to pocket another 80 grand. Hence the nickname Major Mika.
This would be his 4th major title of his career. Duke will not go down without a fight, though. Here he is, bottom of the 7th.
You're right, Rob. Norm Duke's like a badger when you get him cornered. You know, you don't want any part of that. And he's not going to go down.
A badger.
Throwing some haymakers.
I don't think
Well, the badger is taking a piece of tape out, and now I can clear the ball.
Energy going. You get that focus, you get that reason again.
And now all of a sudden confidence is, I've just reached and gotten confidence for some reason.
That exact same shot right here in the 8th frame and
at this moment,
the lead.
Oh yeah, I can win the U.S. Open and I know it.
Oh no!
Oh, I knew it. I don't know it anymore. I knew it. I knew I could win at that point.
Well,
and that just takes your heart out.
Tapping bowling because that ball was perfect in the pocket, and it couldn't have come.
You can't throw shots like that in the U.S. Open and then to
possible
solid.
Time for Norm Duke.
That was a big blow.
So Koivuniemi will step up with a chance. Put the wraps on a 3-bagger here, and Mika guaranteed to go over $300,000 in earnings this season. $250K by winning the Tournament of Champions will go a long way towards getting you towards 300.
Yeah, and he is Major Mika, and he just got an open frame in front of him, threw a double, and then the guy's solid 8. Right now, everything in the world is going Mika Koivuniemi's way to win this match. It has just flopped. Momentum's gone the other way. It's his to lose. 3
in a row, the lead in double digits.
Look how big that 8-pin is now that Norm Duke just left. Mika with one more strike will be in the high 220s. Now, the best Norm Duke can shoot, 225. Big shot coming up here in 9th frame. That shot all but just sealed up this title for Mika Koivuniemi. High 220s.
The family fist bump.
The family fist pump, and he's so right. You know,
needs good count and a mark.
He all but sealed the title right there. And 99% of the time, he will not have to even show up in the 10th frame. You're talking a U.S. Open pattern. I got to get 4 in a row just to make him force his hand.
9th and 10th frame.
As you can see, nobody else has gotten a four-bagger. It's just hard. So he's sitting on the bench right now thinking, this may be over. And that's the worst thing you can think.
Put him in this position. He knows
you absolutely have to be prepared to strike out in the 10th, even though you don't have to. You have to prepare yourself for that.
And there's one.
And at this point, this is over for me. I know it. It's just I can't let it go. I say, look, you know, you bowl to the end. You bowl to the end.
What happened last night with Bill O'Neill?
Even though I know this match is over. I said, force the issue. Force him to at least make a shot, even though he'll probably make it. Give it all you got. Give it all you got to the very end, just for you. This is for pride.
There's 2 in a row.
Remember, Ryan Schaefer got up, struck out in the 10th frame to force the issue on Bill O'Neill. Norm Duke looking to do the exact same thing, but he has to have the next hit right here. There it is, Rob.
This is a lesson in never give up. No matter how much you thought you just gave it away or lost or whatever, don't ever give up. Just post your score.
One more effort here for Duke in the 10th.
It's a big shot, too, because of count.
Mika's sitting for a long time. Remember, Norm's finishing 2 frames, and one of those frames being the 10th frame. 3 shots he's throwing here. Sometimes that has an effect on an opponent, almost like a commercial break.
Woo! He needed to close strong. He slammed that. 4 in a row to finish for Duke. He's on the bench with a 225, and he will sit and learn his fate.
Toughest thing to do in the world of bowling is a mark in the 10th. It's easier to get a strike. It really is. It's easier to get a strike than a mark. Why? I don't know. We all say to ourselves, get the doggone strike. But
Duke applying the late pressure.
It's still over in my mind. It's Mika. And right there, I knew he'd made the shot of his life.
He's got to make it. He's a good spare shooter.
Yeah, he's a great spare shooter, by the way.
He's got to convert the 10-pin right here.
He'll never miss the 10-pin, ever.
In finish. Couldn't get that 10-pin to drop.
The last person on earth you want to shoot a 10-pin to knock you out of the U.S. Open. There's the guy. He can almost touch the 10-pin. He's so just long arm.
Spare misses it. He missed it.
And I think I'm punked right now. I think he's going to get another shot at it.
The U.S. Open.
I'm looking around going, he does get another shot, right? But then I saw him laying on the ground. It got real. He got real.
That is why you bowl every frame. Norm is still stunned by the result. But he'll take it.
wow is all I got to say. Is I've watched him miss that 100 times on replays, and he never misses a 10-pin, ever, ever, ever. And in the biggest tournament of our life, the U.S. Open, he missed one to basically give me the trophy. Wow. I love Mika. I love his family. They're great, great people. Awesome talents. And I feel for him at this time just like I did that day. Sorry, Mika.